Hello folks, today we'll talk about Chef. Chef is basically an infrastructure automation and configuration management tool. Now traditionally, how people do configuration and provisioning of the servers? They normally do it manually. At max they have some scripts that they run on those servers manually, which they needed to configure. Now these scripts would be either bash script or maybe PowerShell script based on what is the operating system. If you know DevOps, you must be knowing a principle called infrastructure as code. In infrastructure as code principle, it is expected that all configurations should be automated. Whether it is 2 servers or 2000 servers, everything should be automated. This will save you a lot of time, money and man-hours. Infrastructure automation goes by other names as well. For example, IT system management, configuration management, infrastructure provisioning, scripted infrastructure, and so many other overlapping terms. Chef is the tool for this, whether you call infrastructure automation or configuration management. So how does Chef do that? In Chef, we use Ruby syntax to create scripts. These scripts are called recipes. Collection of these recipes is called cookbook, and these cookbooks we need to run on the servers that needs to be configured. Now Chef works on a master-slave based architecture. So there would be a centralized server which will be acting as a Chef master, or we also call it Chef server. And then there would be various servers that we'll call node. These are the servers or nodes that needs to be configured. They would be acting as a slave to that Chef server or Chef master. A process called Chef client runs on all the nodes that are needed to be configured. This process, Chef client, would be responsible for communicating with the Chef server. A DevOps engineer prepares those recipes or cookbooks on their own machine. This machine is called workstation, developer's machine, DevOps engineer's machine, and then they would push the scripts and cookbooks to the Chef server. Now Chef server pushes it to all the nodes that needed those recipes, that needed to be configured. A DevOps engineer creates these recipes and pushes it on the Chef server. The Chef server finds out that which node needs this recipe, and then it will push it to the appropriate node. On that node finally, the recipe or the script will execute. To understand this, let's take an example. Suppose your organization is creating an application which is web-based. This application, this environment needs to be deployed across a lot of servers. Suppose you need total 100 servers. 20 of these servers are database servers, 30 of these servers are say application server, and 50 of them are web servers. So configuration on suppose an application server would be very different from the configuration on other servers like database servers and web servers. But of course across the application servers, the configurations would be similar. So if you do it manually, there would be a lot of repetition, a lot of same type of script, same type of commands you need to run on all the servers, and you have to know which server is acting as application server, which is acting as a database server, and which one is acting as a web server. It takes a lot of time to deploy your application due to this manual and repeatable task. This is where Chef comes into the picture. Chef simplifies this. You can create recipes, you can create a set of recipes called cookbooks, and you can upload it to the Chef server. Now all those 100 servers that needs to be configured differently, they would be working as a Chef client. So they would be acting as a slave to your master. Your Chef server or the master, it knows all about those nodes. So which node will be acting as a web server, which will be acting as a database server, your Chef server knows it. Based on this information, Chef server will push appropriate recipe to appropriate servers. And finally, those recipes would execute on those nodes. So all this configuration and provisioning is running on all the nodes parallelly. Now this is just a glimpse of what Chef can do. There are so many other functionalities that Chef have. Chef can create various types of environment. For example, dev environment, testing environment, staging environment, finally production environment. Chef can assign various roles to various servers. For example, database role, web server role, application server role, or monitoring server role. You can integrate Chef with a lot of DevOps tools such as Jenkins, Docker, etc. So you can enhance your continuous integration pipeline or continuous delivery pipeline along with Chef. In working with Chef, you would learn how to visualize the whole infrastructure as a code and how to do configuration and provisioning at large scale. From DevOps perspective, it brings out both the best of developers and best of operations in a DevOps engineer. In next video, we'll be talking about more concept of Chef. Till then, bye bye.